When the entry list for the first 2021 Pro-Invitational iRacing Series race at Bristol Dirt was released, fans were infuriated that Timmy Hill was not on the entry list. The hashtag #LetTimmyRace got in the top 10 of trending tweets for sports on Twitter. But why would fans care so much about the exclusion of a driver with an average finish of 34.9 in 133 Cup starts? That deserves a deeper look. This is a story of Timmy Hill, MBM Motorsports, and the Pro-Invitational iRacing Series. Hailing from Port Tobacco, Maryland, he was the son of former NASCAR driver Jerry Hill. Timmy began racing go-karts at the age of 12 and came up through the ranks before making his first NASCAR start in the Xfinity Series in 2011. That season, he did the unthinkable, and that is win the Rookie of the Year for Rick Rare Racing. Yes, they've been around for a while in the Xfinity Series, longer than in Cup, but he managed to get Rookie of the Year for them in 2011. In 2012, he would make his first 5 career Cup starts, including a 22nd finish at Kansas, although there were 14 cautions and many DNFs. Since 2012, Timmy Hill has consistently raced in a certain amount of races per year. His best career finish was 14th in his 200th career start at Indianapolis in 2017, and has never had good equipment of any sorts. In 2014, people would know the name Timmy Hill, but not for a good reason.
Cole Witt has spun into the first turn wall.
Oh, watch him,
and
boys.
we're under
Watch
caution.
him, watch him. Here we go.
Oh, no!
What?
Timmy Hill just pile drove the car in front of
Matt Kenseth. If he could have stayed up on the wall, he'd have been a whole lot better off, but he comes down the track.
Caution's been out for a while
It's been
now.
out forever.
Where's he going?
One time during one of Eric Estep's streams, someone asked him who he thought the worst driver in NASCAR was ever. He didn't say Danica Patrick, he didn't say Kevin LePage, he said Timmy Hill and referenced this. That was a couple years ago, his opinions have probably changed, and the stream is probably privated or deleted. I'm not trying to rip on Timmy, but I have to bring this up. This season he's raced in every single series, for his own truck team in the trucks, for MBM Motorsports and Xfinity for all races and Cup in most races. Yes, even at the young age in his late 20s, Timmy Hill owns his own truck team and has his brother Tyler race many races for them. In my 2026 Cup Series, he's in the 56 car in the Cup Series, his own team. MBM Motorsports really began in the Xfinity Series in 2016, entering many races with the 13 and 40 cars. Had many DNFs due to being an underfunded team. They began racing 12 races in 2016 in the Cup Series. That included Timmy Hill, Carl Long, and David Starr driving for them. In 2020, it was announced that Timmy Hill would attempt to race the full schedule with MBM Motorsports as a non-chartered car. But that would only happen if he made the Daytona 500. To do so, he had to beat J.J. Yaley. It was really close in Duel 2, but J.J. Yaley ended up being his biggest help.
Oh, in the wall goes J.J. Yaley.
Oh, man, that's a bummer. That's not the way you want your duel to end and your chance to make it into the Daytona 500.
And Timmy Hill will be in the Daytona 500. He races his way in, finishes one spot ahead of Brendan Gaughan, who makes the 500 field on his qualifying time.
On Sunday, before it was moved to Monday, Timmy Hill got up to 10th in the train.
Here's the feel-good story of this 500. Timmy Hill from Port Tobacco, Maryland. In that 66, he's 26 years old. He had to race his way in on Thursday, and Thursday night said, if we didn't make the Daytona 500, we would have had to shut this team down. He's in 10th place.
He ended up racing every single race in the Cup Series in 2020. But still, he hadn't quite hit his peak in popularity yet. Due to the response to the coronavirus, NASCAR was no exception, and they had to cancel all their events for about 2 months, starting at Atlanta. During that time, NASCAR put on some iRacing races where they invited Cup drivers and a few other drivers from Xfinity and trucks to participate in iRacing races at home. This was a great move as it had professional racing drivers when there were no sports on. The first race at Homestead was won by Denny Hamlin over Dale Jr. and Hill got a top 5. With 4 laps to go, Timmy Hill found himself in second behind William Byron.
Bumper, the 24 of William Byron.
Little bump there going into one.
Here comes another bump.
Moves him up the hill.
Moves him up the hill.
And Timmy Hill takes the lead. Final time, Priest inches away. Looks to the inside. Contact. Timmy Hill.
Wow.
Gets his 674th career iRacing win.
Timmy Hill won at Texas the second Pro-Invitational iRacing race, and had there been points, he would have actually been the champion. Somewhere during the series, Garrett Smithley called him the Intimidator. Hill's lone regret was that he could not go to victory lane in Texas Motor Speedway and put a cowboy hat on. Well, the Texas Motor Speedway president caught wind of that when NASCAR returned to Texas Motor Speedway that July. He was allowed to do that. Here's a picture of him. He was very excited. Through all of this, Timmy Hill has cemented himself as a legend in the NASCAR YouTube meme community. Just look at some of the comments on my Who's the Greatest NASCAR Driver of All Time community post. When Clint Boyer saw his 2021 Daytona 500 qualifying run, this was his reaction.
Timmy!
Unfortunately, Timmy did not make the 2021 Daytona 500. McMahon uploaded a video of this, and it's his second most popular video. There is a Timmy chain 78 replies strong. On that same video, Fish Productions commented, Clint watches meme YouTube confirmed. Just being someone who runs in the back but frequently automatically qualifies him as a legend among the meme community. But when you couple that with his Pro-Invitational success and just his good nature, you can see why everyone loves him. And why there was such an outrage as to why he wasn't on the entry list. It caused Austin Cindric to step down from racing the 2-car to put Timmy Hill in there. I made a poll about whether or not he should race in the race there, and 612 votes were cast. 96% said yes. That's a pretty high number. When I tried to do a 98-2 poll, 89% voted for 98. It was really cool to see that. However, it was not all good. MBM Motorsports expected to be in the show with Timmy Hill driving. That would give them a lot of reason to sell sponsorship, as it would be the only way they would be running up front in anything. So they had to cut back their schedule for the 2021 season and already missed a few races. While Keelan Harvick may have stole the show, it was refreshing to see Timmy Hill on the entry list, which a past winner provisional, wouldn't that apply to the Bristol Dirt as well? In the end, a real reason was never offered by NASCAR as to why Hill was left off the entry list in the 66. One possible theory that no one I heard said was that Timmy Hill was not actually entered the race, the Bristol Dirt race, and it was Mike Marlar who did. But that's all the logic I can come up with. Hill has recorded pretty impressive finishes of 8th at Bristol Dirt and 4th at Talladega for an average finish of 6th in 2 races at the recording of this video. So pretty respectable, but it's still iRacing, which isn't nearly as serious as the Cup Series. You've heard this from a fan's perspective, but what do NASCAR execs think of it? Carl Long alleged that, well, Germain Racing wanted to sell their charter. He offered more with the sponsor signed on than 2311 Racing, but NASCAR made Germain Racing sell to 2311. Now, 2311 is definitely going to run much better than MBM would on any given day. And let's be honest, outside of NASCAR, how many more people have heard of Michael Jordan or Bubba Wallace than Timmy Hill? It's got to be pretty exponential. The one thing to keep in mind is that because Timmy Hill is not chartered, he wasn't guaranteed to be in the iRacing race, and Ty Dillon also wasn't invited, and there was not nearly as much of a fuss, even though he actually did enter for the actual Cup Bristol Dirt race. But Fox had 4 spots to use to invite 4 drivers, and they only used 2 of them. One for Clint Boyer and one for Dale Jr., who both were good marketing options. But they never gave a chance to Ty Dillon. They didn't have a fan. But anyways, that'll be all for this video. Thank you if you're able to make sense of the end. I was kind of all over the place with random thoughts and never was able to get really organized into that. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. And yeah, just let me know in the comment section down below whether or not you like Timmy Hill, and if so, why. I will see you in the next video.